Oh, hang on. I need a glass of water. Yeah, right. Throat gets really dry. Right. Let's get it going, shall we? Ba-boom. Hello. How is everyone? Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And bring the chat so I can see. Always weird the chat is. I have to pop it and then put it back in. It's very strange. Hello everyone, welcome. How is everybody doing today? It's what day is it today? Monday, isn't it? Man, I forgot. Tuesday today. Sorry, Tuesday. Well, I can't keep up. I'm just starting up the simulator. Right, Paul, how's it going? We got a bit of a special one because anybody interested in not only chatting about Black Marble, but has any questions, then I believe, excuse me, Chris himself is going to be here chatting with us. So questions can be diverted. You right, Christian? Now, I've got a disclaimer to say, guys. I'm going to have to tick off a couple of things here. So we're going to California. I'm going to load up California. Let me make sure everything's loaded properly. Global base isn't in. Oh, don't want the Europe mesh. We want the North American mesh. There's no default scenery. Don't even need the Orbex libraries, to be honest, because we're not running anything, are we? Oh, yes, we are. Buildings HD, object flow, airport. Okay. I'm going to untick this footer reel. I've got a disclaimer to make, guys. So, as you know, every night I've been, here for Q&A questions for version 5.1. Okay, if anybody's been having issues, and I'm happy to do this because the only issues I've experienced are with my PC, nothing to do with the software itself. I think it's a brilliant upgrade over 5.0 or any, 4 point whatever. The only issue I've found is my PC is biting it because of the way I'm utilizing this program. And I could be wrong, but when I'm inside the simulator, okay, and I go into the menu system to show you guys something, on the next time I start the flight sim up, it crashes with a very particular type of error. Like, it doesn't crash, it just doesn't load, and it says access denied. And that's only when I go into the menu during a flight. When I was showing you guys like the weather, the scenery library, stuff like that. But if I don't go into the menu during a flight, it loads fine every time. So for me, that's why I believe going into the menu system when you're in a flight is not good, because the next time you load it up, it's going to come up with some kind of error. In my case, it's an access denied to my GPU, which I believe is a GPU issue as well, because I'm having GPU issues at the moment. So I'm lucky if this thing runs, to be honest, until I can troubleshoot it. So we're we're not at a good start to showcase any night lighting, because to be honest, this will be the third attempt now to try and load this sim, and it just hasn't, to be honest. In fact, I'm going to do it at the active runway this time. Now, we're talking about Black Marble, guys. We're talking about the products of Black Marble. You're right, John. You're right, Tariq. How's it going? How to move Black Marble from version 4 to version 5. Very simple, mate. Very simple. Okay. I'm going to, basically what we're going to do is we're going to go through a complete, you haven't got Black Marble. How do you prep your simulator and your PC to get Black Marble? How do you navigate the website to get Black Marble? Download it to your PC and install it, right? In fact, I'm going to close, right. I'm actually going to uninstall Stargazer so I can install it to show you guys how the installation of a typical Black Marble product goes. Just need my drink because my throat gets very dry. Now, to be honest, I don't really need to showcase the lights of Black Marble because I've got plenty of videos on my channel that do that as well. And to be honest, I can just show you a video that I pre-recorded of the night lighting, no problem. So even if I can't get into my simulator, and those are my issues I got to deal with my hardware, I can still show you guys what Black Marble is going to look like. But what this is more a case of is for those who might be sitting on the fence going, well, I don't know, man, I don't know. It's to help you decide, is this right for you and how to use it properly? Because I gotta say, this Black Marble software, okay, is that good. It will display problems within your sim that you didn't even know you had. Okay, it's that powerful that it gives you so much flexibility in terms of tuning it to create any type of night lighting you want. If you remember the night lighting of Close Encounters or E.T. of California and you go, I want to replicate what I've seen in a film, it gives you the power to say you can have this color light placed right here. You can have it looking however you want. You can display a pearl string of lights in whatever color, in whatever design. Honestly, it's like basically PMDG have handed you over the internal workings of the plane to utilize for yourself, you know? It really is powerful. Now, I can't applaud Chris enough, to be honest, because he's given us such power within our add-on. Usually you get like 3 tick boxes, high, medium and low, or you get like, you know, ultimate performance, or, you know, I've got a potato PC, you know. So like this thing actually gives you values to give you unlimited design, and you really can paint the skies, or the ground as it were, in your night lighting. So that's, for me, one of the reasons why I love it. The second reason why I love it is because it actually helps me maintain the smooth performance of my sim. And I don't know if Chris knows this or not, it's actually an essential, there's actually an essential tool in one of these managers that every time I kick it in my sim, or I install a new product, or I change my scenery library, okay, like I just did, to be honest, I've unticked several options. There's something I've actually got to do in Black Marble, even if I'm not going to use Black Marble, because of one of the tools he's given us to use. So before I load this up, right, I'm going to actually close it down, okay, because I've just changed my scenery library around, and it's already rewritten that registry thing. And I want to load up the Black Marble panel. Now I've got to be careful because sometimes P3D don't close down fully. It hangs for some reason, or there's a second process of it. So we'll see if that goes anywhere, that one. Because if P3D is running, this will tell you off, to be honest. So the second one's coming now, and now that's gone. Right, so that's hanging around for some reason. I don't know why. I've got to speak to Lockheed about that. Right. If you've got your sim open, you can't load one of these managers, okay? So one thing I have to do now, because I've changed my scenery, or I've added an XML add-on, or whatever like that, I basically flush the DirectX cache and I rebuild the index. And these two things I do every time I've just installed a new airport or a new scenery, or I'm changing my scenery, because I only run in my sim what I'm actually going to see in the flight. I don't have everything ticked. I untick things I don't need. And I think it helps with performance. It might not, but I think it does. So I'm always forever, you know, removing things and ticking things. Like here, I could actually delete that if I wanted to because I've unticked it in the add-ons list, but I'm actually going to leave it. Actually, no, I will delete it because the sim will ask me if I want to instigate it again. So because I'm always adding and taking away, which I don't know if that's a good practice or not, but because I'm always doing that rebuild index and that clear the cache, I find super essential. Otherwise, I get floating buildings, things that are all weird, and you know, when I do this, I don't get any of that. So right, before we load the sim up, we're going to first off prep our PC. Now, if you've already got loads of add-ons installed, okay, it is advisable. There's two ways you can install Black Marble products. In fact, let me uninstall Stargazer first. There's two ways you can install Black Marble. One, if you use Orbex, or two, if you don't use any Orbex whatsoever. And the advice is, if you use Orbex, make sure Orbex is in your sim first, okay? And if you can, install Black Marble before you start putting in your airports. You know, if you have the Black Marble software in your simulator, as it were, before you start throwing all your other add-ons in, it's aware of everything that's going to come in. I think it's more advised to install on a clean simulator than it is on a simulator that could be broken because you've installed that many add-ons. One might have borked your scenery file. Now, there's loads of performance tweaks. There's loads of things that Chris has actually stated on his website that is helpful, super helpful in the running. And to be honest, some of these things I've actually downloaded to my PC. Some of these things that he recommends or he's, you know, given to, like a registry fix here, just to quickly disable the real-time protection, like Windows Defender, which you can then re-enable afterwards. I find that super helpful. Windows Defender can get in the way. Do you know what I mean? You're right, Aviator. So if you want to really quickly disable it, you just run this registry file, restart your PC, and now Windows Defender is not, you know, running. And then once you finished your flight, you can re-enable it. Install Black Marble before, after aircrafts. So I'll literally walk through the installation of everything. Another thing I found super helpful is Chris talks about something on his website which I have enabled, so I actually can bring it up. GP edit. There's something that happens on Windows 10, right? And it happens in the background, and it can actually cause a little bit of stuttery. Now, this menu here, you can't access on Windows 10, right? You have to install it in, as it were. And again, on Chris's website, you can find the installation thing. It's this gpedit enabler.bat, and it's a batch file that just quickly activates this menu. It is on your PC, you just can't activate it. You know, Microsoft did it. So, and that's probably because they don't want you changing the settings in this thing. But under computer configuration, and under administrative templates, and I think it's control panel. No, it's not under any of that, actually. Hang on a sec. Let me bring it up on the I've got it up on the website. Yeah, administrative templates. Start menu, no. Oh, there it is. System, sorry, I remember now. System, and I think it's troubleshooting and diagnostics, right? It's the Windows resource exhaust detection and resolution. Basically, this is like a background process that goes through, and if it finds something a little bit wrong, it kind of resolves it there and then. And it's like, it's going to be set to enabled straight away, right? and it's basically a bit of a performance kill. It does take a little bit of performance away from your PC, but also it can, I think it can also get in the way of other things. So you can actually disable it, or you can just not configure it so it won't do anything, or you can say just detect and troubleshoot only, don't resolve it. But I mean, I just disabled it completely anyway. And that's a really helpful tip as well. Like I find that helps to keep a little bit of performance in the sim. Now there's loads of other things that you can do to your PC to help with performance, but let's get to the installation. So first things first is make sure that you're actually running a clean Windows. To be honest, like if you've got something wrong with your Windows, you don't want your simulator, basically dying because of it. So open up a command prompt and do the old sfc/scan now. And basically this is going to ask Windows to scan itself, and if there's any missing or corrupt files or anything that it feels that there's wrong, it will actually fix it by itself. And it could return a false positive or a positive false negative, sorry. So it's always suggested to do it 3 times in a row, because on the 3rd time it could suddenly pop up with, oh, you've got an error. But if it does it 3 times in a row with no error, then more than likely it is okay. But this isn't foolproof. This is just sort of an idea, because if it does come back with an error, then it will fix that error, and at least you'll know, oh, there was something wrong with my system. I've actually scanned this twice, so I'm not going to do it 3 times in a row. And depending on your PC power, it could take a while or not, So we'll just leave that to run. Another thing you can do is obviously make sure your Windows updates are completely up to date. So update security, Windows updates, check for updates. Also tick advanced options, receive updates for other Microsoft products when you update Windows. That's, I would say, advisable to have on, but everything else untick. This shouldn't actually find anything, because I just did it before I went live and it came back with nothing, but you never know, it might find something. And obviously your driver as well, make sure that's up to date. I actually am trying to sort my driver out, because for some reason I think it's borked. I think it's a little bit nuked, to be honest. And I've got to figure out why. I've got to be honest, I foolishly put myself in the Windows Insider program to resolve an issue I had with my PC, which was the updates weren't downloading. And I don't know if it's because I'm on Wi-Fi network or what, but anyway, Insider's program updated, that went fine. It resolved the error I had, but now I'm finding Windows permissions are just a right pain in the ass. So it says here, it didn't find any intricate violations, but it's advisable to run that 3 times, to be fair. Is Stargazer a standalone product? It completely replaces your night sky. Oh, here we go. We got updates here. Look at this. Literally 5 minutes before I went live, I ran this and it said nothing. Now I run it again like 2 minutes later. It's got 3 things it's going to update. Honestly, Microsoft, It's Microshite. Anyway, I mean, really, I should restart my PC after these install, in all honesty, but unfortunately I can't. So guys, I'm gonna have to reinstall Windows, I think, to be honest. So if I'm not streaming for the next 3 days, you know why. It's a complete system reinstall. Right, so again, make sure there's nothing wrong with your PC. Make sure there's nothing wrong with your operating system before you start an installation of Black Marble, because more than likely, I mean, hopefully you'll have no problems with it, but more than likely you've probably got something wrong on your system that you just don't know about. I didn't know about this GPU thing until my NVIDIA control panel just wouldn't load anymore. It just stopped loading, and it was like, what's going on there? So make sure your system is clean. If possible, make sure your simulator is clean with just the Orbex stuff in it. That's preferable as well, but it's like not necessary. It's but I would advise it to do that only if you use Orbex, that is. Once this is finished, we're going to go into Orbex and we're actually going to configure Orbex because, as you know, Orbex do their own night lighting package, and we want to disable that. We want to get rid of it because we don't want Orbex showing through when we've got black marble. I mean, who wants, you know, I don't know. Who wants bronze, man, when you've got gold sitting in your hands? I think because I'm streaming, this might have a little bit of trouble with, I don't know. Right, so while that's doing that, obviously go to your account at excuse me, at Black Marble and navigate to, if I can bring it up, well, there we go, just show you everything. If you go to manage purchases right here at the top in the shop and then click manage purchases, you'll have a list of anything you've purchased. Now, if you haven't purchased anything and you're brand new to this and you're going, what's Black Marble, mate? The whole store is here under shop, okay? And obviously make sure you get the right one. So if you're using FSX, get that one. If you're using P3D version 4, get that version. If you're using number 5, get that. Now, blue and black marble are two completely separate products, right? Blue marble is more for the daytime. Black marble is for the nighttime. And the Stargazer is the skies above, but they all work seamlessly to provide a really unique environment within your simulator. You will notice the difference from not having Stargazer to having Stargazer. Same with blue marble when you're up in the commercial airline skies, and the same with black marble when you can see the night lighting down below if it's not obscured by clouds or anything like that. So when you go through, when you click on, so for instance, if I wanted to buy black marble, you obviously click on that, and then you're like, oh my life, what's all this here? Bloody hell, how expensive is this, mate? Like 300 quid, what's going on? Well, nothing of this is required in order to just get the black marble, okay? So the black marble, and by the way, them 5 stars, there's not enough of them stars. It needs to be a bloody 10 star, okay? Black marble on its own is just the base product, okay? That's all black marble is. That covers the entire globe, okay? Completely replaces your night lighting, totally configurable, which I did a stream of this. I did a live stream where we actually configured Las Vegas. So I'm not going to show you how to configure the night lighting because you can simply just go watch that stream and it's there for you. I'd be repeating myself, so I won't do that. This is more about getting it into your sim and getting it working in your sim, okay? And what it does for your sim as well. So, yeah, the base is all you really need. Now, if you've got Orbex products, okay, and you've got their usual global base like everybody has, or you have their vector or their land class or their regions, the regions of Orbex are self-contained packages of global base, mesh, land class, and vector, okay? So if you're using a region, you don't really need to run the other stuff. To be honest, when you're using black marble, you can still run Orbex vector. It will work with black marble, although you're only getting half the real data with Orbex. In fact, I don't even think it's real data they are using. It's like their data type of, it's like a cartoon version of a live action film, okay? This is the live action film where you get 100% of the world's data of vector, okay? The vector data. With Orbex, you're getting like 50 to 60% of it. It's not complete, and it's their interpretation of the data rather than the actual data. I prefer black marble's vector, because it's less intensive on my CPU and GPU. I get better performance with Black Marble's vector than I do with Orbex's. I think Orbex's vector, they throw in a lot of 3D objects as well and other things that really are just eye candy enhancements. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you're simulating a flight and you're doing nighttime flying, you ain't going to see that shit. You ain't going to see this big, you know, water tower that Orbex have created. And, oh, that looks nice. It's pitch black, man. It's nighttime. You're gonna be using the lights to navigate if you're VFRing it, or if you're in a commercial airline, you're gonna be going, look at them bloody beautiful lights. You know what I mean? So, like, you can save a whole heap of performance by just going vector. Okay. I also use 3D bridges. I think they are kind of worth it, but in version 5, I wouldn't say they're essential, because the bridges in version 5 are quite similar to what creative design studios offer. The 3D bridges in creative design studios are better, but it's like if you're strapped for cash and you had to choose only 3 of these packs, obviously your base is number 1. The other 2 packs I would choose are vector and extended lights. Okay, so bridges and traffic are kind of optional, I would say, you know, but they require the base in order to buy them. So you can't just go in and go, oh, I'll just go buy traffic. No, you have to have the base first. But with bridges, you'll get 2 installations, okay? Or is it vector? I think it's either vector or bridges. You'll get 2 installers, but you'll only need to run 1 of them. Okay, that's still downloading. Good. Okay. I actually don't have the traffic pack. That's the only one I don't use. So I don't know if I've ever seen a video on it either. Do you know what? I'll have to get it and do like a review on it to see what it's like. But to be honest, I don't really have traffic enabled in my sim anyway. It's like I don't really care to see the little ants of cars down below. When I'm coming in on a final and I'm trying to land my 737, I'm focused on the flight deck. I'm not looking at bloody Joe Blogs driving down the highway. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it's not an essential thing for immersion. But at the end of the day, everybody's different. Everybody will have a different reason for why they want a particular add-on in their sim. Like, immersion is the name of the game with flight simulation. And whatever it takes for you to be immersed into your sim is what you will do for your sim. So for me, traffic ain't crucial, is it? So you mean Black Marble vectors compares to Orbex vectors are better in overall performance and visuals? I prefer the visuals in Black Marble, okay? I think they are better, yes. I think it's a subjective thing, because one person could say, well, I bloody love Orbex, and I think they are way better. I prefer the performance that I gain by using Black Marble vector over the... Honestly, it'll bring my sim to its knees using the Orbex. Guys, in 5.0, Orbex wasn't even going to include the vector because the default vector information was better than their own products. And I think that the only reason that they've brought it out now for 5.0 and 5.1 is so people can have a complete package. I don't actually think it enhances your sim. I think it actually de-enhances your sim. By using it, and I'm not slating Orbex or anything like that. I prefer Black Marble vector, and I'm not being paid, by the way, by Chris to say any of this. You know what I mean? Although, Chris, if you want to give me that traffic pack, I'll gladly accept that. Right, so extended lights, right, guys, that is the essential purchase right there. Really, that is my favorite, because that is the secret to the performance gain you're going to get in your sim. Honestly, extended lights, bloody hell, hurry up, man. Extended lights will just unlock your simulator for FPS, okay? Because it completely kind of does it a different way to how base and vector do it, okay? So yeah, vlogs. Black Marble, you don't need Orbex Vector, but it does work with it. So if you've got Orbex Vector and you're going, well, mate, I'm not spending bloody $60 on another vector package, that's fine, mate. You keep your Orbex Vector, carry on. You can have your base, you can have your 3D bridges and traffic. They don't require vector. Although actually 3D bridges do, I think. Yeah, I think actually you do need the vector for 3D bridges. And actually it says it here. So maybe traffic and extended do require vector. I prefer vector anyway, so... Anyway, let's say you're going to go and you're going to get your base and whatever you choose here, you click add to cart, you buy it, right? Now, when you buy it, right, I was like 2 years ago, when I think it was 3 years ago when I first started buying stuff, I was a bit confused as how I download it, because I was like, where do I go? Because it doesn't return me, unless it does now, it doesn't return me here. But if you go to shop and you go to manage purchases, all your things here come up, and this is where you get it, right? This is where you download everything. Now, I'm going to actually take this off the other screen because my license code's going to pop up, and I don't want anybody obviously to see that. So, but when you click on your item here, for instance, Stargazer, you'll click manage here, okay? And when you click on manage, it will take you to the next screen, which is this, right? So you click manage and it'll take you to this screen. Just above this video is your license key, okay? And you need that, right? Down at the bottom is the download file. So you click it and then a pop-up will happen and you'll download it. Now, obviously, I've already downloaded this. I don't need to download it, so I can just leave that. And in fact, I'm going to bring this around here because, as I say, my key's there. I need my key to install it. So, which is exactly what we're going to do now. We're going to install it. So we can clear this off. And hopefully, come on, mates, what's going on? Moving at snail pace here. I've got to wait for this to finish bloody updating. So, your installer, okay, is pretty handy, by the way, as well. Your installer is really good because if you've already installed it on your system and you get an email saying, yo, we've updated your product, you don't have to go and re-download it again. You just rerun your installer and there's an update option and you click update and it updates it. And you're like, hey, now sometimes, and this is the cool bit, sometimes Chris will even update your products and you don't even have to run the installer. And you're like, and it's a silent update. I don't know, mate. He's got keys to your house or something. I don't know. But he'll update it and it's like you won't even have to run the installer. Wouldn't it be good if you didn't buy special city lights? Eh? Hang on a second. I've missed one here. I haven't installed... Is Vectors and Extended Lights Pack global? Yeah. So all of this black marble stuff is a global thing. It puts it all over your simulator, okay? Night environment, okay, is a regional thing. So like I've got night environment for the Alps, for California, and for the UK, the British Isles. So my UK is covered. California state is covered and the Alps are covered for night lighting, and night environment is slightly different to the black marble. Night environment is an enhancement more than a necessity, although if you use photoreal terrain satellite data like I do, like mega scenery, or you've compiled your own, night environment is actually crucial, because night environment and extended lights are the only two products out of the entire black marble range that will actually sit on top of the textures of like mega scenery. Okay, if you're using mega scenery and you've got the base package of black marble, you won't actually see your night lighting because it doesn't work that way. Okay, if you get night environment or you get extended lights, they will sit on top of the mega scenery and you will see. And you're not going to miss anything because extended lights includes all the cumulative data from base and vector, okay, in one. And it's a different way that it even brings it out. So it saves a whole heap of performance. Honestly, extended lights is like the gift of the gods, I'm telling you. And it looks amazing because it just goes out forever. You know what I mean? I have uninstalled everything, can do a complete fresh install. So FTX Global. Tariq, mate, what sim you running there? You talking global base or FTX Global? So FTX Global, then LAN class and regions, airports. Is that the right way to go? You've uninstalled everything and you're doing a complete fresh install. So, right. So, obviously, yeah, install your simulator. Duh, you know. Install Chase Plane as well. That's fine. Install your Orbex products in terms of the global range. So your global base, your vector if you're going to use that, your LAN class, and the regions. I don't think the airports are a necessity, but I mean, you might as well, to be honest. You might as well just install all your Orbex stuff, right? And get that in. Then go and download your Black Marble stuff and install it that way. And the way you install it is... let me get it up. Let me get up a graphic actually so I can show you. There is a particular way that you need to install it as well. Okay. Yeah. Let's go to the shop. So first off, your Black Marble base. Where are we? Number 5. Your Black Marble base, is the first one, okay? That's the first one you install. Then, like, literally, you'll get, do you know what? I really can't remember off the top of my head which one it is. I think it's in here. You'll get 2 installers for either Vector or Bridges. And I think it's Vector, you get 2 installers. One that allows for Bridges and the other one that doesn't allow for Bridges. And depending on if you're going to install Bridges, you'll use one of the 2 installers. So if you're going to use Bridges, you'll use the Vector for Bridges installer. If you're not going to install Bridges, you'll just use the Vector installer. So that's the wrong drive. Flight Sim version 5, Chris. Right, yeah. So yeah, you'll Vector for Bridges and then regular Vector. So it goes base and then it goes Vector, but depending on which, if you're going to get Bridges, which Vector you'll install, then you can install Bridges, then you can install Traffic Pack, then you can install Extended Lights. It's literally in order as you see it here, to be honest. Also, like, again, I've done a complete video on the installation of Black Marble products. There is a link down below, guys, to that video. It's only like a 4-minute video, so I'm literally repeating stuff from that video here, though. So, restart. I can't restart, mate. I'm sorry. Oh, dudes, I've got to restart, haven't I? I'm not going to restart. I can't restart, mate. You'll have to schedule the restart. Yeah, we'll pick a time, mate. We'll restart at 9 o'clock, mate. Okay? Guys, you're going to have to remind me at 9 o'clock. I'm going to bloody forget. And we're still going to be live. And my PC is just going to bite it on me. Please remind me that this PC is restarting at 9 o'clock. Yeah? Today. 9 o'clock. Thank you. Right. That's not advisable. Ever. Hang on, let me catch up with chat here, guys. Would it be good if you didn't buy special city lights? Vlogs, mate, I don't really get that, man. Wouldn't it be good if you didn't buy mate, I mean, you gotta pay for what you get. I don't understand that statement, mate. No environment, no night environment. I mean, night environment is an optional, but if you use Mega Scenery products like I do, I have extensive Mega Scenery products. I'm a big believer of Mega Scenery. I am. I think they're much better than Orbex just to have Mega Scenery or any type of photoreal stuff, really. If you use any type of photoreal stuff, though, you definitely need night environment because that will sit on top of the photoreal stuff. Is the basic package enough? So I also linked down below. I did a video In fact, actually, I didn't link that video down below, but in my playlists, I did a video where I actually showed you the different night lighting systems that are available in P3D, like all of them, and I compared them, and you could actually see the stages of Black Marble: the base, then the vector, and then bridges, and then extended lights added, and you could actually see the increase, okay, in detail. And that's all it really is. It's an increase in detail. The base is good enough. The base is actually comparative to, although it is better because it's more complete, but it looks similar to the Orbex night lighting. And the reason is because he made the Orbex night lighting, okay? They're using his stuff. I mean, he gave it away for free, but whatever. But yeah, it's like, it's comparable to that, but the Black Marble base is so much better. You know what I mean? Is there a distance limit for the right? So I'm gonna get into the settings, okay, on that you can use, but there is a limit to obviously the distance because your sim can only do so much, but you basically max that limit out, which is, I would say, 3 times the distance of what a default setting is. They literally will just go off to the horizon point. Obviously, you can't see beyond that because the curvature of the Earth, but you know what I mean. P3D version 4.5, I mean Orbex product. Tariq, I have to uninstall everything. Yeah, so if you want to do a clean install, guys, it is preferable. Just basically uninstall everything, man, start again. Reinstall your sim, put in Orbex, and then go for start, you know, your stuff. Stargazer you can install, and Blue Marble you can install like after the Black Marble or before. It doesn't matter if they go in before or after, but I mean, just do your base first and then everything else. But this is it. You just run the installer, click next. Obviously now I've got to do this, so let me just come off here. Don't want to show you guys stuff, do you know what I mean? Don't want anything being stolen. I've already been hacked this year. Don't want to repeat. Hope I wrote that right. Click next. There we go. Okay, once you enter your details, you just carry on. You click prepared. Now under your Black Marble ones, there'll be an update button here. Don't tick that if you're putting it in for the first time. You just run it. If you aren't putting it in for the first time and you're running an update, you obviously click the update. When this finishes, right, when this finishes, this should pop up. If this does not pop up, you've got an issue with your sim, okay? I always choose the brightest. This runs from dimmest to brightest, okay? The higher this number, the more intense the stars will be. So I usually just put it up to 250, but you know what? Let's fucking max it out. 300, bad boy, that one. Display constellations. If you do put constellations in, unless Chris has fixed it in version 5.1, you will get green lines in your sky, which I know is in 5.0, but I don't know if he's fixed it for 5.1, so I'll leave that for now. Colorize the Polaris or whatever it is. Yeah, I want to see everything, mate. Colorize the first star of the Zodiac constellation. Yeah, because that'll look cool. And that's my settings I use, okay? It's now activated. This is going to take a little bit of time. Vector closing some secondary roads will save computer resources. Yeah, so vlogs. You get total control over how you use his data. You can choose his profile, which is called the simple profile. I've been trying to get him to change it to the Bell profile. You know, the simple Bell or Bell simple or whatever it was. But it's just the one that says simple. That's his personal preference for how you use his products. The default is just like your bog standard, should run on everybody's sim. And the high is if you've got your NASA computer with you. But you can also, like, you don't have to use those. You can actually make your own up. And that's where the power of his stuff comes. And if you want to see how I do that, go watch a video that's linked down below on how you profile your simulator for your night lighting. That live stream is very interesting. We did Las Vegas, and it looked amazing. I mean, in fact, I'll just run a little bit of that video, to be fair, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Oh, here it is here. While we're waiting for this, I'll show you just a quick...
To invest in stocks without pay.
Just quickly skip through, like, to the point where we were... I don't know what we were doing here. I can't remember where it is up to this point, but I'm gonna have to darken it up again. This is getting too light, too fast. We're literally going to be arriving into Las Vegas towards the end. That's going to be the most fun. This is us creating it. Hang on, let me turn them down. Right, so we only need 2 atoms. Small as well. So here we go, and then we go into Vegas, and look at that. Now this is actually default here in the middle. You can tell a mile off where the road breaks. This one here, but we fixed it. We fixed that. Oh hello, where's it gone? Because I'm using the message through something else. We fixed it and we moved on, and there you go. There's Vegas. We basically made that. I quite like this during that, like, however many hours. This is actually nicer because we see more of everything, don't we? So that's Las Vegas, guys. Oh, but you can't turn the cockpit eyeball now, can you? So it's basically 10 hours. Anyway. You can go watch the video, whole thing, if you want. Chris is in that one. I think Chris is in this one, but he's just keeping stumped at the moment. He's just watching, which is fine. Okay, where are we up to? Sorry. I mean, for listening to you, the vectors are not good and taking too much resources in terms of performance. Yeah, that's Orbex, Tariq, yeah? The Orbex product is the one that's no good, I would say, and it takes a lot of performance from your sim versus the, you know. By the way, this will finish. You just got to give it time, okay? I think Chris is here, yeah. There you go, it's finished now. Right, so that's now installed. Let's quickly just run through the managers here, and I'll quickly run through some options. So starting with night environment, right? This is the night environment configurator. Now, it's recommended when you first load this to go to reset region and click defaults, and then reset the region and click OK, and then start configuring it. I'm not really sure why, but that is recommended. We're going to California, so yes, save that if you want, but I'm still going to configure it, mate. We're going to California, and I mean, to be fair, I want a bit brighter. Starlights, yes please. Volumetric, nah, don't need that. Car beams, I don't have that. And then down here, you can actually choose which one. So basically, all on, 100%. The night's texture splash map, put that on. There you go, that's night environment configured for me. Apply the changes, it's done, and it's ready to fly. And that is that. However many regions of the world you buy, they will all be listed here, okay? The second one is the black marble control panel, okay, which you've seen slightly before. I need to catch up here because I'm missing out comments here. Listen to your suggestions. I used the same software to adjust the CPU core allocation. Very nice. Oh, right, okay, yeah. Sorry, you listened to my suggestion. Sorry, okay. I thought you were telling me off then, mate. Mega plus 3D buildings tree supplement pack plus marble is very nice in the USA. Vlogs, mate. Mega scenery and having 3D buildings on top of mega scenery, yeah, with black marble, honestly, is heaven. It looks so real. It just looks like real, you know. Now, this program here, if you ever have an issue, right, with your night lighting and it's maybe not showing up as well as you'd like it to, click the refresh black marble NG settings, click apply, which I won't do because I haven't got anything wrong with it, and it will refresh all your settings. And then all you have to do is go back into your black marble profile manager and reselect a profile, okay? And that should fix the issue. And that's one of the good things, is that you can help yourself. This little manager control panel is your godsend. I would recommend heavily you never tick the bottom box, which is move your scenery to an add-on XML. Even Chris says not recommended. And I don't recommend that either, okay? Keep this installed as scenery. With Black Marble installed and Black Marble Vector installed, you will get 2 entries in your scenery library. For everything else, except for Night Environment and Stargazer, you won't. So you won't see a scenery entry for Blue Marble. You won't see a scenery entry for Traffic Pack or Bridges, okay? But you will see Vector, which is BMVW or something, and then the global Black Marble base, which is like BSEX or something. And then, of course, your night environments you'll see as well as separate entries. Anytime you're having problems, like your shaders are broken, basically flush the DirectX cache and rebuild the index. Rebuilding the index is really handy if you've got a glitched scenery index, file. I mean, it doesn't fix it, but using this helps it to not break, I find. I don't know if Chris intended the use of this, but every time I install scenery or I change my scenery library in terms of placement or tick boxes, I tick these 2 items to help the the smoothness of the sim, and then I click apply. And we're going to move into Orbex now, and we're going to configure that. The other 2 profiles we'll come back to, the extended lights and the actual profile manager. In fact, the profile manager I won't talk about because we did that extensively in the live stream that's linked down below. Prevent peeping your ID. Yeah, that's right, mate. Don't want anybody nicking anything. Do you think the Milky Way is overexposed? For me, it's much too bright. In all honesty, I actually haven't been able to see Stargazer in my 5.1 sim yet, mainly because of the cloudy nature of the autumn skies. Like, so I run Active Sky, I run Skyforce, which I will... I think was it you? No, it wasn't you, Christian. Somebody was asking me about the Skyforce settings, which I never showed when I did the weather stream. So at the end of this, I'm going to go through my Active Sky and my Skyforce settings, and I'll show you how I integrate them both into 5.1. But because of them, I haven't actually seen the night sky, so I don't know if it is overexposed. But I do know in 5.0, Chris Bell's products do not show as they should. The way 5.0 is made, honestly, they were just playing, I think, with the True Sky settings, and they didn't get it right because it doesn't actually show accurate results. Chris Bell's products are accurate in 4.5 and 5.1, but not in 5.0. In fact, there's settings on his website that show you what you need to do in order to get it as close to as you can to what it should look like, but it still never will get there. It's never really good. Right, we've got an hour left, guys, before my PC restarts. So you've installed your simulator, you've installed Orbex products. Now you need to prep and remove the night lighting from Orbex, okay? And there's several entries that you have to do this in. First thing I'm going to do, though, is make sure my insertion point is correct. Yep, airports and regions. Now, yeah, that's all good. So go to my products. We'll go to the base pack. We'll go to configure. And this, if you're in 5.0 or 5.1, this is what that should look like. You should not have anything selected because this is the night lighting configurator and we don't want to configure it. So don't choose anything for that. I don't think for Buildings HD there is anything to configure. Yeah, that's fine. Nothing for the trees. Land class, I think, has an entry. So Orange Streets, well, to be honest, we don't want to use any of this stuff here. So, I mean, it doesn't matter what you tick here. It's not going to use either, to be honest. We haven't actually got Vector installed, so none of this actually makes a blind bit of difference. Same with all of the land class, I believe that is. So yeah, railway skirting, turn that off. Road skirting, turn that off. North America, same here, turn them both off. South America, for the land class, turn them both off. Don't have them enabled. Australia, for your regions, you have to go through all your regions and make sure that there's no night lighting settings. You have to scroll down and it's 3D lighting here or Melbourne lighting here. Untick all that shit. I untick all this stuff as well because these are a bit of performance killers, to be honest. England, I don't actually use this, to be honest, but again, untick anything that well, it's not there, to be honest, so you don't need to. I don't use it though. I don't know why it's installed still on my system. Germany, scrolling down, I think all the night lighting stuff is at the bottom. If it is here, I'm not really sure. But yeah, anything that has anything to do with lighting, just untick that shit. Man, this is a bit slow. What's going on? Oh, they don't even have a configurator. Rip them. Win5, that's fine. That's fine. Literally just going through all your settings. Like, I'm not going to sit here going through every single one. New night lights as well. That's one of them. Turn it off. But we want California one, even though I haven't got it configured. It's not installed, like, is it? So new night lights, turn that off. All of that. Even your airports, like some airports as well have I can't remember which ones, but some of them will have something about night lighting that you have to disable as well. Going through every single one of your items, guys, just to make sure that there is nothing there installed. So yeah, that's one half of it, by the way, guys. If you go to Chris's website, there are further Orbex things that you can do to actual files that you can further go into, and I recommend going to the website and reading that up for yourself, because I think it would be misconstrued if I did it here. But there's other Orbex tweaks to help remove the night lighting. Right, so we've done that. I'm going to show you Black Marble extended lights. If you ever want to go into your profile manager, you have to untick extended lights, which I'm not going to do because we're not going to open up the profile manager. The profile manager is simply what I showed in the other stream when we last did this. Extended lights, these are my settings I use. I 50% these few here, and I 100% the residential and living streets. These are just how I prefer it. How you do this will really determine what kind of PC you have. Same with this. If you've got a potato, you want to choose economy class. If you use photoreal landscapes, I would recommend using business or first class. If you've got NASA computer, choose first class. It's really how complex the lighting will be, how many variations or how many offshoots it will extend out to. So if you want to see the best, choose first class and 100% everything. But to be honest, that will depend. I mean, to be honest, now in 5.1 I might be able to get away with that, but I find business class works for me. I use mega scenery, so that's fine by me. And then we load up the sim. Now there's also a few other things, sorry, that I want to show you that he recommends as well, which is on his website. Some P3D CFG tweaks. Again, these are on his website. These entries to put in to the CFG file. Some of these I think are also to do with 5.0, but more so than 5.1, especially these ones here. So if you've got 5.0, these HDR settings here are recommended over the default, which is these ones here. I've used these as a guide, and then I've sort of altered them to my tastes. I still use these settings in 5.1, by the way. Okay, I haven't actually stopped using them, although 5.1 is much better for his products than 5.0. There you go. It appears that it no longer works anyway. That's a valid tweak in 5.1. I mean, I still put it in. So there's some tweaks to go through. Go onto his website, go through the forums, okay? Scroll down to the bottom. And all they'll all be there, okay? Hang on, let me catch up here. Chris Tomato, Kiri Tomato preset. I don't use Tomato Shade, to be honest. It's outdated, I think. But now we use 5.1. What about the Blue Marble Next Generation? The Blue Marble, like I said before, is for high altitude. You won't actually see it down on the ground. You won't even notice it. It's for when you're at high altitudes, or when you zoom that far up out that you can actually see the whole globe, and then you will notice a difference. It's all explained on his website, the Blue Marble stuff. I mean, you won't make any more sense of it than I can, but it is on there. It's got its own section, Blue Marble, and it basically tells you exactly what it is here. It's all NASA information. I don't understand any of it, to be honest. It's mystic magic arts, you know. But all the forum supports here are listed. Now, once you purchase an item, you'll get a full year support, okay? And what you're getting for that money, which is included in your product, so you're not actually really paying for it, you get it for free, is access to your account to download your products, to update them, okay? If you let your support expire, right, and don't renew it, you can't update your product because, you know, you won't have access to it. You also won't have access to the forums either. You won't be able to access any of these forums if you haven't got the support for it. Now, some people go, well, that's a bit dodgy, mate. I mean, you know, having to pay for support, what's that all about, mate? To be honest, you tell me another developer where Chris Bell is the dude that actually created this whole night lighting. If it weren't for Chris Bell, nobody would be using night lighting, okay? The FSX flight simulator was not designed for nights. It was designed for days, okay? It can be used for night flights, but it was streamlined for daytime flying. And Chris Bell went, well, I actually like flying at nighttime, you know? I'm going to set about making some nighttime support, as it were, some enhancements to show how well nighttime is actually quite crucial, especially if you're going for your IR, you know, your instrument rating, your IRL, yeah, your IRL license. If you're going for that, nighttime flying is essential. I did a full nighttime flight, and I really was glad that I could see the lights down below. But yeah, he basically set out, he created this night lighting system, and seriously, if it weren't for him, we wouldn't have the night lighting we have today. Like, Orbex wouldn't have that night lighting system. You know, nobody else really does night lighting system properly. It's like, honestly, nobody would be flying nights if it weren't for Chris. When you come to the forums and you say, dude, I've got a problem with me bloody sim or whatever, it's Chris who responds to you. You know, Chris who gets back to you and says, right, let's work this out. Mono. You're talking to the dude who created it. You're not talking to a rep. You're not talking to like Lockheed Martin. You're not talking to the CEO when you go speak to them. You're talking to their website gurus, the ones that manage the website. You know, Rob and Jorgen and all those people there who actually handle the forums. You know, they don't own Lockheed Martin though. Chris owns bloody Creative Design Studios. He created this package. You're talking to him, and he helps you one-on-one to resolve whatever issue you've got. And, you know, it can be frustrating sometimes because you'll go in and go, Black Marble's ruined me, bloody PC, blah, blah, blah. And to be honest, if I was Chris, I'd be had enough of that as well. And he actually turns around and he'll say, dude, it's not my shit that's ruined your PC. It's you. Deal with that, and then we can move on. Some people get their back up and go, fuck you, man, I'm not talking to you, bloody telling me it's my fault. It is actually, you know what I mean? It is actually, and some people get their back up because they can't handle the truth, and then they go bad-mouthing Chris and go, he's a bloody mophead and bloody all this, whatever. And at the end of the day, it's their issue, not not the products. Like every time I've gone to Chris going, Chris, I can't get this started. I can't do this, Chris. And he'll go, right, well, let's work it out. It turns out it's something I've done in the past to my PC. Do you know what I mean? His products work, okay, at the end of the day. And when you go to his forum, you pay to speak to him one-on-one. It's a private, it's like being with the vicar for confessionary, okay? You don't get that with any other add-on developer at all. Okay, ever. So the $3 or whatever it is, the $3.99 for 12 months support is absolutely fine. And to be honest, I probably would let it lax. Okay, and then when I know there's an update coming, that's when I'll go renew it, because it's like, yeah, I mean, this is running till next year. Like, yeah, the 10th of January, 2021, right? I probably won't renew this until this gets an update. So it's not like you're having to pay for it all the time. You just pay for it when you need it, you know? But trust me, it is beneficial. If I have a question, if I've got, oh, dude, I want to find out about this actually. Hang on. Let me go into this thing here. I've got the vector pack. There. I can actually now have a browse and go, oh, these are the issues people are having. If I don't have the pack, like the bridge, I don't have, oh no, I have the bridge, sorry. The traffic, sorry. Which doesn't have its own support by the looks of it. Whatever. If then you wouldn't be allowed in, and you wouldn't actually have access to it. It'll just say you can't see this content. It is totally advisable to get the support, guys, and it's totally worth it, I think. Are these tweaks useful even if you don't have Black Marble? Well, the thing is, a lot of the tweaks are to enhance the Black Marble product, so I don't know what benefit you'll get by the CFG tweaks, but obviously everything I've shown you about your PC, making sure it's clean and running and set up fine, that is more you can use anywhere, to be honest. Right, here we go, guys. This is where we hope it runs. Because I'm having issues with my GPU, I'm not actually expecting that this will start. And that's nothing to do with his products. That's the issue I've got with my sim. Welcome to my world at the moment. And that's just because I'm going through everything with you guys, and I've improperly used my my hardware, I feel. You know, I've had that many uninstalls and reinstalls of everything. Which one use for starry sky beautification? That's the Stargazer vlogs. Having the Stargazer will I'll know if this runs or not, because this all will just die on the disk, which I think it is doing. Yeah, I don't think it's going to run, guys. Anyway, I'll just leave that to do its own thing. I don't think it's going to work. I think my GPU's fucked. I need to sort that out. Which plugin to use for mesh? I use FS Global 2020 for the mesh. I think that is the best, you know. I really do. If you want to see, guys, I'll show you what the Black Marble looks like, because I don't think my sim's going to actually start. I actually have got some footage of it anyway. It's a shame about Las Vegas, though. I mean, Los Angeles. I really wanted to go to Los Angeles, to be honest. This is a video that's going to be showing on my channel anyway, so you'll be able to watch this. This is the test flight that I did when 5.1 first came out, and I mean, look at that. That looks real. Look at True Sky, guys. Look at that True Sky. It just looks real. I mean, I'm amazed at True Sky. This is me using Skyforce and Active Sky the day 5.1 came out. Okay? This is the first flight I did, like before Active Sky actually did work with 5.1, before that patch update. This is that flight. And the skies look amazing, honestly. It just looks real, guys, honestly. Let me go back. A bloody... I mean, look at that. That honestly just looks like a real, honest to God sky outside a cockpit, doesn't it? Let's skip forward a bit. Bloody hell. Doesn't it? 2020, I used 2010. Well, the thing is, you can't use the older ones in 5.1 and 5.0. They simply won't work properly. You do need to upgrade to the 2020 version for 5.0 and 5.1. Like, you won't actually... The default, I think, is probably better than that stuff. I don't know, but... I found that it did not. I did try it myself, and I didn't see any difference in default and using that 2010 version or the 2018 version I had. There was no difference, but when I used the 2020, boy, oh boy, did I see a difference. Man. So, the way I run my sim, guys, is I actually have Black Marble running all the time in my sim, even if I'm flying like daytime. Okay, active night boost is always active in my sim, as is extended lights. It's always active in my sim. Obviously during the day you don't see it because it's not showing in the sim. It is there, but they're invisible. They're transparent textures, so you don't see them. And then as soon as the nighttime starts to descend, like you're seeing here, you then start to see it shine through. And honestly, it just looks like... I mean, look at that, guys. Eh? Bloody hell. That just looks real. This is a Just Planes video. I'm going to send this into Just Planes, see if they'll put it on their channel. So I have Black Marble Vector, the Bridges pack, the extended lights, Stargazer, all running all the time as part of my default flight. I'll restart the sim when we realize that it ain't gonna load up, because it ain't gonna load. I think this thing's nuked. I'll reload the sim because I can get into the menu, and we will go through the how you configure the settings, because there is particular settings for Black Marble. There's certain things you don't need and there's certain things you do need, and I actually save a profile for Black Marble when I'm in there using it, you know. Is that the NGXU? No, this is the NGX. This is just the normal NGX. I haven't bought the NGXU because I feel it's a total rip-off. I ain't paying for another version of the same plane with just a few enhancements. Total rip-off. This works in 5.0 and 5.1. So, I mean, as you can see, it's working fully. So, FS Global 2020 NG, that's it, vlogs. You use that, mate, you'll notice a difference in your sim. Okay? Oh, dear. Close it down. That's a graphics card issue, that is. That's not the sim. I need to figure out why my graphics card is biting it. Look at that, guys. Look at that. I mean, it's not even nighttime, and look how beautiful that looks, guys. It's not even nighttime in the sim. Bloody hell. And I'm actually using photoreal satellite data terrain down below. I've actually got... We're in Italy at the moment, and I'm using satellite data down below, and that down there is the extended lights working, and I believe the Alps, the night lighting as well. I don't even know if we are in that vicinity of the Alps, but I did have it running in this video. But I mean, so much better than anything you get. Anybody who says True Sky ain't working or is a load of rubbish, talking out their ass, man. Talking out their ass. Man, I could just watch this all day, guys. What time is it? We've only got till 9 o'clock. Oh, we got 45 minutes. We're fine. We're good. We're good. And that's Rex, that is, and that's Active Sky and Active Sky Cloud Art doing the weather there. Oh, it's just starting to get darker. Did you see that then? Go in a little bit darker. Starts to creep up. There's the sun. Oh, man. I love 5.1, guys. I fucking love it. FS Global 2018. I did not upgrade. Upgrade, vlogs. Upgrade. Upgrade to 2020, mate. If you're in 5.0 or 5.1, you need the 2020, and you'll notice the difference. These mountains, honestly, you'll cut your face just looking at these mountains. They're that sharp. Really. I'm flying a Ryanair, guys. What does that mean? Evidently, everybody says. I don't know. I've never flown Ryanair in my life, so I don't know. Alright, let's skip ahead to the actual nighttime. As it starts to get a little bit darker. We're descending down into Italy. We might get a cheeky side glance here in a second. No? Guys, this video you'll be able to see on my channel in a few days. It's you'll be able to see the entire flight. But I did showcase this a little bit yesterday. Right, I've put my wheels down. So we're coming in. It actually looks a little bit brighter on this monitor here. I don't know what it is for you guys. Will the airport height bug not appear? No, I don't have any airport elevation issues. FS Global Ultimate, man, it's, yeah. They have repair tools. I don't know. I've never used them, mate. If they do, I have no idea. So we're actually going through the clouds right now. That's why you can't see anything. How high? We're at 4,000 feet. We're coming in. We're literally coming to the runway. We should actually start seeing shit now. In fact, I think I'm too high. I think the runway is right down there. I don't think we're going to make it. Let's skip ahead a bit. I want that point where the night lighting just comes into the... I mean, it's that bloody dark, isn't it? Can't see anything through these clouds. Except for the buildings. Oh, here you go. You can just about see the night lighting. Look at that. Oh, man. It's just coming into view now. Do you see it, guys? Gorgeous. Honestly, this flight, I was amazed. I was just like that the whole time. Absolutely gorgeous. What weather engine are you using? I'm using Rex Skyforce from version 4. I'm using Active Sky, the beta, and Active Sky Cloud Art. And I've disabled the sky textures in Cloud Art. And disabled the sky colors in Rex Skyforce. So Cloud Art handles the sky colors. The Active Sky itself is just a pass-through for the Cloud Art. You can't run Cloud Art on its own, unfortunately. And the Rex is handling the weather generation. Look at that, guys. Bloody hell. And no performance hit. I mean, 30 frames solid in this video. And all those twinkly little lights down below. You know? I mean... It's so beautiful.
Caution, terrain.
Tarmac 713, contact London 134.12, bye-bye.
13412, 713, bye.
the 457 line. Can you accept departure 1 minute behind the 757? Okay.
Look at all them lights. All them twinkly little lights, man. Now, this is where it starts to go pear-shaped because I missed the runway. It's a go-around, right? And I hand fly the go-around at some point. Not advisable, man. Completely missed the runway. End up landing on the back end of the runway. I don't even think I touched the runway. Flew right over it. We crashed into buildings. It was a total wreck. You guys can watch that later. But yeah, I mean, the night lighting is totally like... This is the default profile I have. I use Chris Bell's simple profile. I have extended lights. You've seen my settings for extended lights. And that's it. It does it by itself, by the way. You don't have to play with things if you don't want to. What is the view of Japan? I don't know, mate. Japan, innit? I haven't flown over Japan in P3D recently. I imagine it'd look quite nice. But the good thing is, right, if, as I say, you can profile your Black Marble products to look like whatever you want to. So if you really want to have a specific look of color and placement, you could do that. You're given the freedom and the flexibility within the program to do that. Go watch my other stream. I actually went through and showed how. So now I'm hand flying it now. We're at the mercy of my flight skills here. Literally a couple of minutes left of this video, guys, and then I'll show you what settings I use within P3D. They are crucial that you have correct settings in P3D, otherwise you won't get the benefit. If you want a complete list of all the CFG edits, go to his website and look under the Black Marble support, and you'll find a complete list of all his CFG edits. I still use them in 5.1, although he says you don't need to. There you go. Look at that. Look at that out there, guys. This just looks real. I mean, we're coming over. We're landing at Venice. Or Florence. It's Florence, sorry. Italy. Florence, Italy. I mean, P3D in Europe, America, Oceania. Oh, mate. It's all beautiful when you have Black Marble handling the nights. I mean, look at that. I mean, jeez. Now, the other reason you can't really see it going off to the horizon is because my weather is blocking it, but like it does go off to the horizon. It does like extend as far up. Look at where the runway is, man. Am I going to try and land that here? Now, the only thing that these lights don't do is interfere with your airport lighting. As you can see, there's a black hole here of night lighting, and wherever your airports are placed, the night lighting for Black Marble does not interfere or go into that. As you can see, it's around the edge only. I mean, twinkly lights everywhere, guys. If you want to see the landing, you watch the video, guys. It's a bit of a funny one. That was the first time I ran P3D though, 5.1 on my system. Right, let me load up the sim again, or the menu, and we'll actually have a look at the settings. To be honest, I'm thankful that my GPU is allowing me to stream, in all honesty. I can play games just fine on here, but unfortunately, it has nuked. My GPU has just nuked a lot of things. I don't know why. So once you install your products, once you've configured your Orbex, installed your products, right, there is something you would do, right? Usually when you install, you know, Black Marble base, the manager will pop up and it'll ask you to activate, okay? If you're installing multiple products, like you're putting the base in, then you're putting the vector in, and then you're putting this in, and you're putting that in, don't activate anything, guys, until your final package is in, and then go and activate it, because you'll have different choices, you know, different things to tick. And if you choose the default one and it doesn't say vector, it still includes the vector information. The vector option within the profile manager is just a different variety, but even if you choose the base defaults, it still will include the vector information because you have it installed on your system. I have all the Black Marble products installed. Game change. Honestly, Rob, mate, it's total, isn't it? I mean, I will wave the flag of Black Marble to anybody who wants to see a decent simulator, because they are the best night lighting system, but not just because the night lighting looks cool, right? Not just for that, but the tools they give you in the control panel as well help maintain P3D 5.1, you know? I don't get shader issues in my sim. I don't get crashes relating to, you know, corrupted this and that. I've never had a corrupted file crash. Man, I can't remember last time I had one. Like, my scenery library is always clean and running fine. I don't get a corruption in this and that. Honestly, it's the tools they give you are vital for a working P3D simulator. All these people are going, oh, bloody rubbish. It keeps doing this, keeps doing that. Mate, get Black Marble and you won't have those issues. Trust me. You do not buy Black Marble bridge traffic. I did buy the bridge package because I'll tell you why I bought the bridge package. It's not essential. Don't think you're missing out if you don't get it. It is better than the default bridges, but there are bridges in defaults. But the bridges in Black Marble, right, are actually more like objects. They're more like sim objects than anything. They look really nice. They connect with the vector data much more fluidly than the default ones do as well. And there is something that during the day as well, I can't remember what it is, but when you're flying down low and you see a bridge, it just makes the immersion that little bit more, you know, real. But they're not like essential. Like you're not going to have a bad Black Marble experience if you don't have bridges in. Okay, bridges in the traffic are more of an optional enhancement. That's the way I see it. I ain't bothered about traffic, so I don't get it. But if you want to see the moving traffic, and by the way, traffic does add another visual excitement to the Black Marble products when you see the cars moving, glistening on the horizon. I've seen videos where people have used traffic and it is good, and I probably would get it in the future, but for me it's just not an essential. Okay, as you can see, I've got loads of profiles here. These are the Black Marble settings, okay, that Chris recommends. Not them. This one. Right, so this is the Black Marble settings that Chris recommends you use. Turn off your FXAA, turn off your anti-aliasing, and put your texture filtering to like 4. And use the 1024 texture resolutions, okay? The medium, okay? One thing about the nighttime, guys, is you don't see a lot of stuff. Okay, you don't get to see sharp mountains. You don't see that many trees unless you're literally on the ground. You don't see the quality of a texture at night. You just see the shape of a texture. So texture resolution medium down means that you can actually run a lot more stuff. So actually these aren't this isn't the default. Where's my default Black Marble? Because that ain't it, man. I might have to go through by hand, because it looks like I've altered my default profile I had. Do you know what? Let me get I still got a copy of the default, but I've just noticed that that wasn't it. Oh, I don't have them here. Right. I'll have to go through by memory then. Okay. Level of detail radius, max that out, and max out the autogen scenery draw distance. The buildings can come right down to sparse or none. The vegetation, extremely dense. Scenery complexity, you can bring that down to anything below normal if you want. You can have it at normal, or you can have anything down below normal. I think that's right. Texture resolution, that can come down. That can come down to as low as 30. Mesh resolution can go down as 10 meters. The tessellation factor can go down to medium or low. Water detail off, reflections off, special details high. I mean, true sky you can have on, but you don't have to. You can turn that off if you want to. Autogen vegetation off completely. Lighting, you can use HDR if you want. Auto exposure you can. Personal preference on these sliders. Turn off dynamic lighting completely, and all your shadows. Shadows is one of the biggest GPU killers. Okay, the more shadows you put in, the more you're nailing your GPU. Turn everything off, because you don't get shadows at nighttime really. They're not as prominent as they are during the day. You can get away with not having it, and it'll still look good. What are you starting? What if you're starting your flight at dusk? Okay, good question, Robbie. This is the profile I use, okay? I use this profile day or night, okay? For me, I've taken what Chris has said with his settings that he recommends for, and they're settings based off, like, I really believe they're based off earlier versions of Prepared and FSX, and so they were designed to not only see the best of his work, but also make the best use of your hardware. P3D version 5.1, you can run it harder because it's better better streamlined. It's got DirectX 12 in it, so you get better performance, and they are making it better with every update, so you can push your settings a little bit more. So these are the settings I use. If it's daytime, if it's nighttime, if it's dusk time, if it's whatever. So I use 2 times MSA for my anti-aliasing, and my antistropic is down to 2. I use 4K textures. My FXAA is off. I have my resolution of my monitor set to 2560 by 440. I am on a 4K monitor though, so really I should use the 3840. But to be honest, I find that it really puts a strain on the system by doing that, so I lower that slightly just so I can run more stuff here. Everything's maxed out in the terrain with using high resolution textures. By the way, you can turn that off for default, black marble use. I run my complexity and my buildings at dense, although in P3D version 4, dense is classed as extremely dense. Autogen and scenery draw distance are maxed out completely, and I've extended them in my CFG file as well, which I went through yesterday in yesterday's stream. Water detail I put down to low. I have never seen white water in my sim. I know a lot of people in 5.1 have shown white water. I've never seen it, so I don't know if it's a setting or maybe it's my GPU. I don't know, who knows. Same with cloud resolution. It's at high, not ultra. I find putting it at ultra, you get weird anomalies, so I don't do that. I don't have reflections. I mean, to be honest, scenery developers, aircraft developers, they actually build reflections into their model sometimes, so it's like, don't really need to. This is more of an enhancement, but it's a CPU killer, so I don't really want to. My special effects are at high. None of this is configured because we configure it in Active Sky or Skyforce. Shadows, I do actually want to see shadows during the day, so I put them at low for the quality and medium for the distance, and they still look okay. They still look acceptable. Obviously they'd look better at higher settings, but then I'd have lower performance, so it's a toss and tail thing. Obviously, I want to see shadows inside my cockpit, so internal cast and receive. I'm not too bothered about seeing the shadow of my plane on the floor of the landscape. I don't really care about that, but When it's sitting at the airport, I do want to see a shadow of... I want to see the plane cast a shadow, so I have to tick external vehicle. Simulation objects, it looks kind of weird if some trucks don't cast a shadow and others do, so simulation objects as well. I don't have shadows for vegetation and buildings. That will nail your performance. But I do want to have clouds cast their shadow on the ground. That looks super realistic, as well as the terrain. That looks good. Dynamic lighting, now I have it ticked, but I have it turned off, okay? And that's because I do want to see dynamic lighting in my sim with the airports, but I don't like dynamic reflections. I don't want to see that. I ain't bothered about that. Landing lights obviously illuminate the ground. That's what I have. In terms of my traffic, I have it set to 50%, and the general aviation, I ain't bothered about seeing Cessnas. That's at 25, and I turned vehicle density down to 0, and ships and ferries at 15. Again, I ain't bothered about roads. You know, it's personal preference. These are really personal preference. If you want to see cars, you put cars in. If you don't, then don't. It's total personal preference. Right. I'm going to show you my active sky settings and my Rex settings now, because I promised somebody I would, and we're coming to the end. So I promised. I can't remember who it was, but somebody asked me to show the settings for what I use. So again, when I use P3D in my sim, my control is set to custom weather, but I don't actually put any custom weather in. Okay, I don't have it loaded as custom. I change it to manual, and that is because Rex Skyforce is the one that does the weather, and it does work within 5.0. That 5.0, by the way, is nothing to do with the simulator. That's the Rex version number. Okay, so opening this up, if you've already got Rex installed into 4.0 or 4.5 or whatever number, all you have to do is go browse and redirect your flight sim to where the executable is for prepared version 5, and it will work. If you're installing it, okay, and you need to install it, then there's a register fix that you need to do, which is under, I believe, local machine, software, down to Lockheed Martin. No, it's not this one. Must be current user then. No, it's not that. Key users. No, it is. It's local machine. Software. Maybe it is current user then. Software. Ah, here it is. So yeah, sorry, it is under current user, sorry, current user. Scroll down to Lockheed Martin. It's really simple, guys. Okay, I don't know why I've got 2. What is that? I don't know what that is. Scroll down to Lockheed Martin. I mean, I only have 4 and 5. I don't know where 2 and 3 have come from. But where it says prepared version 4, click on that, and you'll see app path. Okay, and if you click on number 5 and double click app path, you can literally copy that and paste it under app path for here, or you can just come in and change that 4 to a 5, whatever, or wherever you have your sim located, right? And when you do that, by the way, messing with your registry is never a good thing if you don't know what you're doing, because you can actually break it. But once you do that and you restart your PC, anything you install into version 4, i.e. Rex Skyforce, will actually install into version 5, okay, by default, okay? So, I mean, you then, you just come here and you click that, and everything works, by the way. This totally works with version 5.1. So I enable the WeatherForce engine. I enable everything here, basically. Enable minimum altitude injection. I guess I don't bother with that. Enable autoload flight plan. Don't bother with that, but everything else I do. The in-sim briefings work. You hear the voice and everything. Enable everything here. The clouds, there's one of these where you have to actually click to install it. But basically everything here. Enable use of Stratus clouds, best used with FSX, so I don't use FSX. Install here. So this is what I turn off, the sky textures. Okay, these sky textures are the the sky colors basically. So your dawn, what it's going to look like at dawn, what it's going to look like at day, dusk, the 10-day cycle. I turn all that off, but I do keep vaporous skies. But I turn all this off because I don't want Rex handling the coloring of my skies, because that's what active sky cloud art is for. So in here, I untick cloud textures and structures, and I just have sky colors and cirrus here. Cirrus and vaporous skies are the exact same thing, by the way. But yeah, just untick the clouds themselves and just sky colors, and that's what cloud art does. Save and apply that. And that's what I use here. Resolution, I have the highest resolution for 3D, but again, none of this really makes a difference because it doesn't inject clouds into the sim. It just uses what the sim does and manipulates that. If you have a HDR 4K TV, enable HDR. If you don't, then disable it, and disable sky textures, and disable it in chase plane and your simulator. If you don't disable HDR and you don't have if you're using HDR, the tick boxes in your sim, in chase plane, and in your weather programs, and you don't have a HDR TV, you're gonna see weird overblown whites. It's the reason why everybody's moaning about, oh, you know, everything's too white or everything's too dark. That's the exact reason why they're moaning. And when you click view more at the top here, this is what it'll look like. Everything switched on. You know it's working. And you can honestly, you click refresh weather and you'll see it in your sim and it'll refresh. Please don't forget, move Black Marble from 4.5. So if you've got Black Marble installed in 4.5 and you're moving your simulator to 5.1, you're going to uninstall 4.5 anyway. So uninstall Black Marble completely, okay? Uninstall Black Marble and uninstall your sim, and then start from fresh with your simulator, Orbex, Black Marble, and then your add-ons. That's what I did. I did not like keep any files from 4.5 in my, like, you know, I just completely uninstalled everything and started afresh, and I think that's the best way. I don't know why that's taking so long. I got permissions problems. I have. It's definitely going to be a new Windows installation for me. Don't go into the Windows Insider program, guys. But he nukes your PC. Everything takes longer. Never recommended to use the Windows Insider program with flight simulation. Never recommended. But once you get in it, you can't remove it unless you reinstall your Windows. Right. Has anybody got any other questions? Has there anything that you feel I have not covered that I should have covered with Black Marble? Is there anything you want to see other than me loading up my sim? Is that process still running? No, it isn't. Okay, good. Okay, using extended lights in your simulator gives you about a 10 frames per second increase. Okay, I noticed a difference of about 10 frames from using the normal Black Marble products, Black Marble, Vector, you know, bridges, to, shit. Your device will restart at 9 o'clock to finish installing updates. Oh, fuck. Well, we've got 15 minutes, mate, so if this time is convenient for you, select confirm. It is convenient, but just don't restart now, mate. If the stream suddenly ends, guys, it's because my PC is restarting early. It's 1:45, but it's just come up with a notification on this screen to say we're going to restart. Or if it's convenient. So if the stream suddenly dies, guys, do you know what I mean? You know why. What was I saying? Sorry, yeah, so okay, if you go and buy Black Marble base and Vector and bridges, okay, there is one collective package, okay? The night environment is an enhancement that sits on top, okay? If you get the extended pack, right, it basically replaces completely your base, your Vector, and your bridges. They're still in your sim, but the way they're injected into your sim is totally different now. And because of that, you get this huge performance boost. And you still get the extended lights. You still get the night lighting of everything you've purchased. It just performs even better. So seriously, whoever doesn't have extended lights, mate, you're a fool for not getting it, because you're going to get better performance, better night lighting. Honestly, the girls will be lining up, mate. Seriously, right? It's such a... I cannot think of a sim that that doesn't have it in. Like, you need it in. You need it in your sim. Extended lights is the one key secret to a huge performance gain. Okay. What else? A night environment. Sorry, that was it. Night environment. Night environment again is an enhancement. Okay, it's not like a complete necessity. But if you want a full package, and by the way, I mean, today in Los Angeles, you would have seen a full package. But if you go back, in fact, if you go back to the stream where we flew in England, I was using everything. Yeah, the other stream from the other day, I had in the UK, I had the British Isles pack from Night Environment. I had extended lights, the Vector, the base, the bridges, everything was running. So everything you saw in that video, in that stream, was the complete package, except for traffic, sorry. You know, which I might as well get, I suppose. I don't know, anyway. So that's it, but guys, has anybody got any questions or any, like, has anybody got any doubts as to why you shouldn't just go and get it now? Like, head over to Black Marble right now and just go buy it, man. Because you will thank yourself later, and I'm telling you now, your partner will thank you when you're flying and they come past and they go, whoa, that looks good, that looks real. Honestly, heads will turn. Seriously, go and grab it, guys. It's amazing. Okay? Anyway, I've waved the flag long enough. Here is a picture, by the way, of all the lights possible in Black Marble. So every single one of these lights and the brightness of it, the shape of it, is totally configurable. You can have volumetric lighting like here. You get these. This is your traffic add-on here with the car and the lights. All these twinkly little lights you can totally configure. Totally configure. Place them wherever you want. Have them as bright as you want. That's the power of Black Marble, guys. It's like He-Man. I have the power. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go now because my PC is literally about to restart in about 10 minutes time. Okay? So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you tuning in. Tomorrow there may not be a stream, guys. Because if I don't stream tomorrow at 7 p.m. is because I've completely reinstalled Windows on my PC, okay? If I do stream, I haven't. And if I do stream tomorrow, we will do a full flight. And you'll see my daytime, my nighttime, how beautiful it is. A full-on flight. Where in the world? Please let me know in the comments down below of this stream, of this video. And also, if there's something you want to talk about with version 5.1 specific about P3D, then please let me know for like a future live stream. Oh, please just talk about this subject, or maybe these add-ons, or I don't know, whatever. And yeah. And for those that do follow my channel, I've got a Quality Wing 787 full-on review coming up in the future, as well as those Italian airports that I'm working on. The spotlight of them will be coming out next week in conjunction with Sim Market. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to go now. Take care. Peace out, guys. Over and out.